YouTube, what up? I wanted to do a video right quick on the truck auction. You know, my experience at the truck auction with Taylor and Martin. I never did any Ritchie Brothers or any other auctions. Taylor Martin's usually the one I go to. Like I said, I sold equipment and I bought equipment. So my experience on both ends, the selling equipment to auction is pretty straightforward. What I did was I got a rep. So I got a rep here in Richmond, Virginia that works for Taylor and Martin, and he kind of came out there to my yard and kind of looked at them and gave me pretty much a price of what they went for. And that's generally how it went. I had them transported down to Salisbury, North Carolina, for them to be auctioned out. And like I said, I got a $10,000 profit. So they sold for $40K. So they sold for $20,000 a piece. It was 2007 trailers with 2013 units on them with low hours. Usually once you do that, once the auction and people bid on them and whoever wins them, you get paid in like 10 days. They'll send you a check in like 10 days. So that's pretty much how that went as far as selling equipment. Now, as far as buying equipment, I stayed in contact with the rep. So I kind of built a relationship with the rep. Now, I don't want to say this is recommended or not recommended, but I was supposed to go to the auction and, you know, with my book, my pencil and paper, and go look at trucks and trailers or whatever the case was. Well, look at trucks. I was looking at trailers too, but they didn't have a lot of trailers at the time to look at. And I wasn't able to do it. So I kind of, you know, that's why I said I don't want to recommend it, not recommend. I kind of winged it a little bit, and based off of where that truck came from, where the trucks came from, and did the trucks have maintenance reports. Now, my target, what I did was, when the auction happened, before the auction actually happened, I had a list of all the trucks that I was interested in. Now, this particular auction in Salisbury had like 25 trucks of Penske's, came from Penske. It was all 2018s, I believe, all 2018s. And they had about 10 to 15 2016 Freightliner Walmart trucks. And then there was a few here and there that I was going to mess with. But my goal was to stay, because I was staying on a budget. My goal was to stay at a 2016, between the 2016 and the 2018. Those was my target. Now, this is what I did. So when the Penske trucks, so it was the Penske trucks, 2018 Freightliner Penske trucks, and then it had the Walmart trucks, and then it was the internationals. There was some internationals, LT 625s, 2018s on there as well, sprinkled in there. And there was like some other ones here and there. So my target was to go after the fleets, the fleet that came from the fleets, because that's what I know. Just like this truck I'm in right now, came from a fleet. I didn't want to go after the trucks that were, you know, came from individual personnel or individual people that own trucks. And for one way to tell about that is, and like I said, this goes along with my rep too. My rep, he was down there at the auction. So I had the list of trucks that I was interested in. I had him kind of do a background check on them. You know, crank them up, start them up, let me know about, you know, he kind of told me what these trucks pretty much was going to go for based off of previous auctions. But I also did my due diligence, and I also looked at previous auctions and saw what the prices of those particular make and model and year of trucks based off the mileage, what they was going for. And I was actually on point with it, you know, because I didn't want to go off what the rep was saying as well, because I also wanted to actually take the time and actually do my research on some of this stuff and see what the prices were. That's how I knew that the market dipped. The market dipped and it was time to buy in. So when the auction was going on, they did the 2019s, I think it was 2020s, 2019s. They did the 2019s. I was like, all right, I already know I don't want the 2019s because it was a little bit too high. It was out of my budget. I was trying to get 2 trucks. So the 2018s came up, the Penske's. They came up and I was looking at them. You know, there was choice. When I mean by choice, it means when they're like a fleet, they do the choice option where you can buy multiple trucks for the price that you want to bid for. So I saw them, they was going for around like, I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe they was going for over 50,000 for the 2018s. And I knew that was at my price range. So there's, you know, I kept seeing this, it was like 2025, it was going, they all went for around the same price, give or take. So I was like, all right, well, you know, I guess I'm not gonna get those trucks. And my goal was I was not gonna force it either. I didn't want to force it. If I wasn't gonna win, I wasn't gonna win. It is what it is. I wasn't gonna force it, and I was gonna look elsewhere. So 2018 Penske trunks went off the board, and then the internationals came up. The internationals came up, the price went down a little bit more. They went for around 40-some thousand, between the 40, 45,000. I was like, you know, I wanted to go for in the 30s, so that didn't go well. So I was like, dang, all right. Mind you, I also got my guy on the phone that was interested in the lease purchase. So he's highly involved because he was going to do the lease purchase deal and buy a truck. So I was like, nah, I don't think these are good trucks. He's like, nah, that was at the price range as well. Mind you, we had a 70K budget. We were trying to stay under 70,000 for 2 trucks. So that went on. A couple day cabs came up. We wasn't interested in day cabs. A couple other trucks that came up wasn't interested. Then comes, I was thinking about it. I was like, all right, well, the Walmart trucks are coming up. And I was looking at the Walmart trucks, and I was, in my mind, I was thinking of what the rep was saying. He was telling me that, hey, these Walmart trucks can go over 50,000. You know, just because they're Walmart trucks. Everybody wants Walmart trucks. You know, they're good, well-maintained trucks. So I was like, okay, so what's my plan B? So that's when the blue 2016 T680s pop up. And I don't know how I missed these trucks, because I don't even remember. I think I had one of them, maybe one of them, but I don't remember seeing the second one. So the 2016 trucks, and I'm looking, you know, they were showing the day cabs, and then it was like the 2016s was coming up, like maybe I guess second or third after the day cabs. So I'm looking at the 2016 T680s, and I'm pulling up the reports. I'm looking at where they came from. I hit up my rep real quick. I was like, hey, where these trucks came from? He's like, hey, they came from a fleet in South Carolina. And I was like, hey, these good trucks? He said, yeah, they're a reputable company, and they sell trucks to the auction all the time. And he said, man, they got good miles on them, they're good trucks. You might be able to get a good deal on them. So the trucks came up. They're doing the auctions, 2 of them. You know, they start the bid off at like 25,000. You know, I told my guy that was on the phone with me. He was like, yeah, man, I think these are good trucks to go after. I said, yeah, I think these are good trucks. I think we can get a good steal on them. So I'm bidding. 25 come up. Somebody bid up. I think it was 29. I bid again, 30. Then it went to 32. And then it started slowing down. 32.5. I bid again, 33,000. Then somebody bid it 34. Then somebody hit 34.5. It started slowing down, so I already knew I kind of knew it was like me and somebody else. It wasn't really nobody else bidding on it. It was me and somebody else. So he had the 34.5. I hit it for the 35,000. here they go. Going once, going twice. So I win the bid. So, and then they had the option whether did I want to buy one or did I want to buy two. So I said, you know, I'm kind of quick with him on the phone with him on three-way with him, or not three-way, but I'm on the phone with him. And he said, yeah, man, let's go get them. So I said, hey, let me get both of them. So I hit my budget. I hit it right on the head because my budget was $70K, and I got it for $70K. And like I said, my experience with it was pretty great. I knew that buying a truck from an auction, it was going to be some things that I had to fix up, you know, just based off buying stuff from an auction, whether it was tires or whatever the case was. And you know, and I had the guys bring it up to me. We had that issue with trying to figure out with the well, I'll explain that too. So with the whole thing, the process of between the lender and the auction and me being the middleman, we had to get the contract settled. They had to get the money transferred to the wire to the auction for me to get them picked up or whatever. And the process, the process took about, auctions was on a Thursday, and they finalized the deal on Friday. So it took Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that took 9 days for the deal to be finalized. So when the lender called me on Friday, he was like, hey, we ready to wrap this up. They had to put the GPSs in them and stuff like that. That took about 2 days or whatever, 2-3 days or whatever it was. And I called the guy at the auction. I was like, hey, I'm going to pick them up on Sunday, this Sunday, which is today, the 19th. And the auction guy said, hey man, we said on the auction you had 10 days to pick these trucks up. You had 10 days to pick the truck. We kept announcing. I'm like telling them, like, hey, I'm waiting on the lender to confirm to pick them up, because I couldn't pick them up until the lender confirmed me to pick them up, because they had to put the GPSs and the contract, wire the money and all that before I could pick them up. So I'm going back and forth with the auction, and you know what I'm saying, I didn't want it to be at the mercy of the auction people was telling me, hey, well, you got to schedule an appointment after, because the last day was to pick them up was actually yesterday on the 18th. And so I had to figure it out on how to get the truck. So I actually put an ad on Facebook, you know, CDL driver to come pick these trucks up, man. I pay cash, bring them here or whatever. And I found somebody to go do the deal and then pick them up or whatever. Needless to say, we got it done. It doesn't matter how I got it done, but we got it done. We got them from point A, from North Carolina back to Virginia. So with them picking up the trucks and bringing them back here, they actually kind of filled me in on what was going on with the trucks. And I think I explained a little bit on the live I did yesterday what was going on with the trucks. Of course, the tires, you know, that's pretty standard. Tires, you know, wanted to get new tires or whatever. And then there was a couple of coolant issues. So there's a coolant issue on one of the trucks, and then there was a leak on the DEF. What I think the leak. What is he doing? I think the leak on the DEF was. Hold on a second.
Can you turn your headlights off? I can't see out that side of my truck.
Oh, okay, I got you. This dude blind as a bat. You can't back into a dock unless somebody turn their headlights on. It's crazy. But like I was saying, we got them from point A to point B, and they told me what was going on with the trucks. I saw like residue of DEF on side of one of the trucks. I believe, I don't think it's a leak in the DEF. I think it's a cap. I think that the DEF, the cap is like loose or something like that, because I was having a hard time squeezing on the cap, twisting it on there myself. I think that's the cap. It needs a new cap, and I'm hoping that's what it is, because I didn't, like I said, I saw the residue on the side of on the fenders. So DEF was one of them, and like I said, it was a coolant issue. I think it's an internal leak on the coolant. So so we have to figure that out. I hope it's nothing major, because I didn't see like leakage on the ground or nothing like that. But generally, pretty much, they said the trucks rolled good. I know they governed at like 70, 71 or something like that. The trucks rolled good. They're nice and clean. In 2016 T680s. Like this right here I'm in right now is a 2015, so it's exactly the same. A little bit better, a little bit upgrade, and they got the Cummins in them as well. So I think I got a good buy on them, a good steal for those trucks. And we're gonna put them on the road once I get everything fixed out and worked out and get them fixed out. I gotta take it to my guy Monday morning. He's gonna check them out for me, and you know, we're gonna put them on the road. Hopefully we can put them on the road by probably not next week, but probably the week after. Because we also I still gotta do the titling. I still gotta go get the plates and stuff like that. I'm still waiting on. I already got the ELD and the pre-passes. I'm still waiting on the decals to come in, so I can put the decals on them, and the decals, the plates, and the empty stickers. So, like I said, overall, my experience at the Taylor Martin in Salisbury truck auction was a great experience. Like I said, on both ends, on selling equipment and buying equipment. You know, the way I did it was, you know, that relationship I had with the truck rep where he was able to go out. And like I said, he's not a mechanic or nothing like that. But he gave me some insight on the trucks and where they came from. And I also got the records of the mechanic record, all the repairs that was done on these trucks. So I made copies of them, print them out. Both of the trucks got new clutches in them too, which was a bonus. And these are 10 speeds. They're not automatics, 10-speed manuals. So I think I got a good buy on them. My experience was great. You know, I know there's a lot of truck auction videos and people, you know, making videos about truck auction. I did mine. It was great. And I would go back and I would do it again. You know, it's all about how much information you can give about these trucks. Yeah, man, y'all check out this. Hit the like button on this video. Share this video for somebody who's looking to buy trucks at the auction. And you know, I wouldn't, you know, and I gotta, like I said, somebody new trying to buy a truck at the auction, always try to, you know, get the information about the trucks. Also, always try, if you're not too mechanically inclined, also try to get somebody on the phone that knows a little bit more knowledge about these trucks. Also, you know, if you can, go down to the auction and check out the trucks. I do also recommend that. Go down to the auction, whether you gotta fly out there, drive down there, go to the auction and write down all the trucks that you're interested in. Write down as much information as you can about these trucks, so when it's time to bid on these trucks, you have the knowledge about these trucks. Like I said, I had a whole bunch of targets, whether it was the budget and the engine. I'm familiar with the Cummins, so I knew that I wanted the Cummins. There was a couple of trucks in there with Detroits in them too, as well, which is the Walmart trucks and the I believe the Internationals had Cummins in them too. I can't remember. Yeah, the Internationals had Cummins in them, but the Penske trucks, I think there was Detroit. So my target was, number one target was the Cummins, and then the second one was the Detroit engine. So it all worked out for me. It slid in my favor. And like I said, we're gonna get these trucks on the road and we're gonna, you know, make money, like I said. So I appreciate y'all checking out this video, man. Just a little insight on the truck auction, a real video, transparent video, honest video about my experience with it. I hope this helps somebody else out. Trying to get knowledge about truck auction, Taylor Martin. And yeah, man, hit the like button, share this video. I appreciate y'all watching this video, man.